All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, just find your pace. Don't go out too hot. Started thinking to myself, when was the last time I did a lot of burpees all at once? I thought, it's been a while. And I went, oh yeah, that's right. When you go down, you always put your right foot back first. You don't bend down, touch the floor, and then push your foot back. You bend down, push your right foot back, and then step forward with your left foot, David. That's right, that's how you do that. That's literally what I was thinking. I don't know how much time as I'm doing this. I'm not looking at a clock, so I don't know how much time is under my belt. I just know that, I've done around 15 reps or so, 14, 15 reps in that first minute, and my goal was around 13. So I'm just a smidge fast, but that's what nerves will do. At this point, I feel like I have found my rhythm, and I'm just trying to now just kind of keep the pace. I'm always assessing what my breathing and heart rate feel like. I want them on the upper end of zone 4 at this point, maybe the low end of zone 5, which is where I want to stay. On a 5-zone scale, by about a couple of minutes in, I want to be at the upper end of zone 4, low end of zone 5, not pushing it much beyond that. I know that at a minute 44, we're at 2 minutes in. At a minute 44, I had done 25 burpees at that point. So in my head, I'm like, okay, 25% done. We got 75% to go. Just keep doing the pace, keep doing the work. It'll be over before you know it. At this point, it just kind of feels like I'm just doing work. It's not crazy. I pretty much have found the pace that I feel like I can maintain. I know that as of about 2.5 weeks ago, I had COVID. So this was my first kind of real push of upper end heart rate. And I was kind of thinking about that for just a second, kind of assessing how does it feel. I think it felt just a little bit harder than it normally would at this pace, but probably only maybe 5%, 10% at the most, maybe 5%, and maybe not even that. It felt pretty good overall, but it probably was just a little bit harder in perceived exertion than it might ordinarily feel. I know that as I looked at my notes afterwards, at 3 minutes and 55 seconds, I was through 50 of the 100 reps, so we're coming up to that. And in my head, I do, kind of just go, okay, you're 50% there. But for me, a lot of times, it's that middle phase where I realize that I've still got 50% to go. So I'm 50% done, great. I've got 50% to go. This, for me, is not the time to speed up. This is not the time to, get crazy, do anything different. I feel like I'm working. I'm definitely breathing pretty hard. I'm in that low end of zone 5. Heart rate probably in that mid 160s range as we're going through here. But the pace allows me to kind of stay in that low to mid 160s without it going into the upper 170s or even touching 180, which would be near my max. Right about now, somewhere in here, I remember thinking, hey, you forgot to turn on the fan. In front of me, up on the wall in this section of the gym, is a big fan. If you just turn basically a light switch on, it turns a fan on. You get some really nice air. And I thought, you forgot to turn on the fan. And of course, then my head goes, Well, maybe you'll take a break and 5 seconds, run over there, hit the switch, come back. And then I thought to myself, do you need a break for about 3 more minutes of work? You don't need a break, just keep going. It would be nice if the air was blowing. It's not, because you forgot to turn on the fan. Just keep going. So as I'm rolling along here, I get to 75 reps at about 6 minutes and 7 seconds. So we're about 30 seconds away from that. And as I get to the 75 reps range area, I'm thinking to myself, at what point are you going to try and push it? At what point are you going to try and speed up the pace? Because at a certain point, it's probably a good idea to do it if you have enough exertion reserve to be able to do it. Because for me, I don't have any contraindications on why I couldn't work, incredibly hard, take my heart rate all the way to a max. There's no contraindication. So what I want to make sure that I do is finish where I feel like I worked really, really hard. Maybe not to the point where I say to myself, you couldn't have worked any harder at all, no matter what. I might reserve something like that for a true competition. But for a workout like this, I definitely want to feel like when I finish, like you worked really, really hard. You did yourself justice with this, rather than finishing the workout going, you worked hard, but you kind of stayed in the low zone 5. You never really got to the upper end of zone 5, not even at the end. You could have done more. I don't like that feeling. So when I got to about 75 reps at 6:07, I started thinking about it. When do I want to push? And I decided that when I got to 85 reps, 15 reps to go, I was going to start speeding things up. So from 85 reps up to 100, I was going a little bit faster, which I'm in that now. You can see I'm in the pain cave at this point. You can see it on my face. I've sped it up just a little bit. It's always funny watching it because you feel like you're going, or I do, I feel like I'm going faster than I really am. But I feel like I had really sped it up, like I'd sped it up 20-25%, but it looks like I've only sped it up maybe 10%. But I am going a little bit faster than I was in the minutes prior. That was the goal, and this is to take my heart rate, probably into that upper zone 5, into that mid 170s range. So not peaking in the low 180s, which would be my max heart rate, but getting into that mid upper 170s. And this is going to get me what I wanted for this workout, which was a feeling of this was really hard. Did yourself justice. Had I seen the time, it would have been nice to finish before 8 minutes. I might have pushed it a little bit earlier, but here we go. And this is the last rep right here, number 100. I did an extra rep because I wanted to make sure that just in case I had missed one earlier, I didn't short myself. But this is no acting for the camera. In my head, I'm like, go down to the ground, lay down, just get down on the ground. But then I think to myself, I don't do that. It's just kind of something I have just chosen to do in the years that I've been doing CrossFit. I essentially don't go to the ground no matter what I feel after the workout. I will, hands on hips, I will bend over, I will lean forward, I will gasp for air, I will do whatever I have to do, but I basically almost never do I go to the ground. But yeah, I was really feeling it. I got what I wanted out of this workout, and that's it.